needs to be functional, it needs to be open, it needs to be good. Not to scare you off chiropractors, but you have to be very careful that you have somebody that really knows what they're doing if they're going to adjust your neck, because I actually have treated a young woman, she was like 22, just had a baby. Went to the chiropractor thinking this would be good for my body after having a baby. Adjusted her neck, pinched off her vertebral artery, and she had a stroke.
Oh my God.
She actually recovered quite nicely because she was young. She was a good candidate for, therapy, but she was pretty flaccid on that one side. She couldn't hold her baby for a long time. She was in the hospital and rehab and stuff for a long time, so she couldn't do that initial baby bonding that you would want to do. Okay, so you got to be careful with that. You know, all that to say that as things change in your neck, that could also impinge on your vertebral artery. Okay. Lateral neck muscles. I don't want you to get too wound up about learning these. You need to know that they're there, though. You know, so we need to at least have a conversation about them. That's a lot of stuff, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of stuff. Okay, so here's the trapezius. So we remember that from upper extremity. Okay, so that's the most superficial. Then the next thing in is going to be, as we're just moving up the list here, the next thing in is the scalene muscles, anterior, middle, posterior, right in here. Okay. So the thing about the scalene muscles is they are where the brachial plexus nerves come through. So if the scalenes are tight, it could impinge on brachial plexus muscles. So it can cause numbness, tingling, pain, weakness in the upper extremity, if that's really tight. So, you know, it's just like what I tell you, if somebody's got a broken wrist, you better be looking at your shoulder, at least if not their elbow too. Because if somebody fell hard enough to do that, you really need to go on up and look at their neck as well, okay? Because people don't just have whiplash when they are in a car accident. Any type of a fall that causes your neck to whip around can create a whiplash. Okay? And so what your body's normal response to that type of injury is for, all of this to clamp down. It creates like a little brace to keep you from hurting yourself worse. And if it's not directly addressed, it can cause problems down the road. And that's part of the reason why Florida legislature, I think last year, made a change in the PIP laws. PIP is your personal injury protection on your car insurance. And 1-800-ASK-GARY just loves that. That's why Gary wants you to call him from the scene of the accident, because